Our top focus at this hour. The United Kingdom's controversial plan to send asylum seekers to Rwanda is all set to go ahead, after the Court of Appeal in London refused to grant injunction to block Britain from sending its first asylum seekers to Rwanda. A total of 8 passengers will be flown to Rwanda today. As part of a deal with Rwanda, Britain will send some migrants who have arrived illegally by crossing the channel in small boats. From Europe, the British government says that the deportation strategy will undermine people's smuggling networks and stem the flow of migrants as well. Listen in.
This is about making sure that we break the business model of criminal gangs who are not only risking people's lives, but undermining public confidence in legal migration. We want to stop the illegal migrants from coming in. We want to deter the criminal gangs because they're not only endangering their lives, they're ripping them off.
However, the head of the UN Refugee Agency does not agree with Johnson. On Monday, he lashed out against UK's plan to deport asylum seekers. In his strongest public words, yet he said that the deal was wrong at multi-levels and for many reasons as well. Listen in to what he had to say.
On Rwanda, I think we've been so clear over the last few weeks that we believe that this is all wrong. This is all wrong, this deal, for so many different reasons.
Meanwhile, several hundred protesters gathered outside the Home Office to demonstrate against the UK government's policy of deportation.
We are one world, one people, and we need to look after all the peoples of the world, yes, with the resources that we have to be able to do that.
We have to say no to the hostile environment. We have to say no to this cruelty.
The first flight is due to take off for Kigali this evening, with the policy intended to deter migrants from crossing the English Channel from France in small boats. Meanwhile, over 10,000 people have crossed the English Channel to reach UK so far in this year itself. Last year, more than 28,000 people made the crossing. Johnson says the criminal gangs are selling migrant false hopes, and his plan is just to basically break their business model. And for more on this, we were earlier joined by Scott Lucas from London. He is a professor of international politics at the University of Birmingham. This is what he had to say. Listen in.
This is crude power politics using the bodies of migrants and refugees. The government is in serious trouble. You've already mentioned Partygate and the vote of no confidence in the Prime Minister. You could also talk about the economic consequences of Brexit, combined with those in the pandemic, where we have just entered into a recessionary period. Our growth rate went down 3.3% last month. On top of that, you have political opportunism. And again, I must be honest with you. The Home Secretary, Ms. Patel, has built her political career on being this get tough person, this person who panders to the anti-immigrant rhetoric of the Conservative Party. And Ms. Patel, who herself, of course, is of Indian origin, is using the idea of, well, it can't be racist if I do it. A government wants a headline, and it would rather have a headline about deporting people to Rwanda rather than talking about our economic issues here, rather than talking, of course, about the Prime Minister himself.